The Marc Stuart Medium Network, Cards with Marc. Demonstration of card readings in the Scottish mediumship style, combined with the use of 3 cameras.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
So, if you're watching tonight, this is the first time I've actually wheeled Devi out of the closet for one of these events.
I've just been busy me.
She promised to keep coming to them, and this is the first one she's actually found the time to come.
Yeah.
So anyway, she will be popping in from time to time. But tonight, because we're doing it on StreamYard as opposed to Zoom, I can do things like this.
Uh-oh.
And get rid of her. And bring her back if you're not nice to me. Okay, folks, so you know the way this works if you've watched any of these before. I'm going to be doing card readings. I'm using 3 cameras. Camera number 1 is pointing at the card deck, so you can see me draw the card. Camera number 2 is pointing at where the drawn card will go to, so you can see the card constantly. This is not one of those sessions where the medium draws the card and then goes like this and talks away, and you've got to look at the medium's face, or they hold it up to the camera like this. Yeah, that's the card I've got. This is using technology, literally, so you can see everything, what's going on at once. I'm even going further than that, because once I've drawn the card, I will type it into ChatGPT. It will not do the reading, but it'll tell us who the character is, what the background is on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because I'm quite sure people are watching this that are interested in Buffy, and if you are and you've come along expecting me to be talking about my favourite episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, tough. I'm talking about my cards. We've got 4 people in the wings waiting to get readings, and they'll come forward one at a time. Debbie is going to try and manage that and speak to everybody. You can make comments. This is being broadcast on Facebook and YouTube, and it will then be streamed onto other pages on YouTube. But if you've got any comments, type in the comments. Do not ask for a reading, because you're not going to get a reading. If you wanted a reading, you had to get the link and come live. Although Debbie, if just feeling nice, might give you the link, but
maybe not. Actually, we'll see how long this takes. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to pick on somebody at random. And Karen, hello.
Hello.
Okay, Karen, just don't tell me anything that could come up in a reading, but just say hello to what you've said hello. Just introduce yourself, say where you're from. Have you had a card reading before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lots of them, or just 1 or 2?
Quite a few. I trade readings with other mediums that I know.
Okay, so you do card readings yourself?
Yes, I do.
Ever done anything as crazy as this?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I own Purple Moon Sanctuary, which is a metaphysical crystal shop in Parma, Ohio.
Nice.
I've got a retail premises in Niagara Falls. I'm trying to find somebody that wants to run a crystal shop in. So if you want to expand, come and speak to me afterwards.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. Well, bye-bye, Debbie. I just pressed the wrong button there. Okay. So the way this works, here's the cards. I'm just going to split them a couple of times and draw 1 card. And it's Skyfe's. I shall put it in there. And let's bring up my wonderful ChatGPT database, and let me type in here. In fact, let me go to the right place. And you can see it's doing it live. It's away thinking. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series. In this tarot deck, the suite of scythes is replaced by the traditional suite of swords, aligning with the themes of combat, clarity, intellect. So it's not actually giving us too much information. Oh, here we are. Season 7, episode 20, Touched. It was forged long ago for the first Slayer and is covered by Buffy in a hidden tomb beneath a vineyard. The scythe is not only a powerful physical weapon, but a symbol of artifact, a symbolic artifact of the Slayer heritage. Okay, I actually remember that episode. That basically the weapon is actually made from the ashes of the first Slayer. Okay, so let me just have a look at the card and see what I'm getting. Now, I know it's a man that's on the card. Can you understand a masculine man? Sorry, a masculine woman. Sorry, woman. So a very strong female figure, but very either physically strong like a man or very personality-wise like a man. So given that it's Skypes as well, that would also be aggressive, hunter-killer. I get the feeling she was quite, not hugely elderly when she passed, but she was certainly in the 60s or early 70s. Late 60s, early 70s. Short hair, obviously. And it's a white coat, but I don't think she was wearing white, but the colour white is definitely associated with her. What I'm seeing are sheets. So to me, that means that she passed away in bed. Any of this making any sense to you, Karen?
Not really.
Okay, let's see what else I can get. Go back about three generations. So we're talking grandparent level. I'm getting, she's got the eyes covered. I'm not getting a pain in the eyes, but I'm getting a pain in my forehead here. So some sort of condition that in the head that she either suffered from when she was alive or that was responsible for when she died. She certainly was asleep when she passed, or she slowly sort of very drowsy, maybe not asleep, but sort of getting drowsy to the point that she was sleeping. Does any of this make sense?
Generationally, yes. But that particular grandparent I lost contact with and have no knowledge of how she passed.
Right, okay. So let's see what she'll give me then to try and identify her. So we can't obviously go to how she passed. Right, she's showing me what I could best describe as a cutting implement. But that could either be garden or it could be farming. You know the sort of big sort of long stick with a metal bit at the end, kind of thing you would imagine the devil was carrying. But it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's anything symbolic. This is actually being used to cut either long grass or I don't know, crop. She's putting the word crop in my head. So she either worked on a farm or she had a garden that she grew things in.
If that's the case, it's not the person I'm thinking. It's got to be even further back.
Right, okay. She's also drawing attention to her hands. My hands are going very numb. Very, not stiff. My hands are not going stiff, but my hands are, and look what I'm doing with my fingers. She's saying that you never met her, so that is maybe a generation before.
Mm-hmm. But
there are memories about her, specifically about the farming or the garden and the hands. It's not something bad about the hands, but there's something about the hands that you can identify her. You know what it is? She's got jewelry on, lots of rings. Do you have any family member, female obviously, that you've inherited, that rings have been passed down through the family from? And it's plural. It's not ring, it's rings. Might not be you that's got them.
Yeah.
Can you understand somebody in your family knows about the rings?
No.
One ring in particular, it's actually the one that's got the greatest emotional value, but it's the one that looks the cheapest. Don't take that out of context. But all the other rings look valuable. This one just looks like a metal. It's not a wedding ring. So don't confuse it as a wedding ring, but it just looks like a ring of metal.
There's no stone in it?
No. Or if there is a stone, I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
It's like a tin ring. I mean, I know you don't get tin rings unless you did back in those days, but that's what it looks like. Just metallic. It's not silver, but sort of grey metallic. Almost as though somebody's taken a bit of metal and made a ring out of it themselves.
No. Sorry.
She's showing me a horse, which would be right for about that sort of generation.
What does the horse look like?
It's a working horse. To me, it looks like a working horse. I can't make out. It's a photo. It's a black and white photo of a horse. Do you have a photo album of photos that go back that far, or is there anybody in your family that does?
Way back, but not in any generation that I have any knowledge of, sadly.
Right. Maybe it's not a photo album. Maybe it's hanging up somewhere. But this photo does exist.
Okay.
There's a photo of her and the horse.
Okay. I'll have to ask.
Right. A skipping rope. There's a story about her and a skipping rope.
No, not ringing a bell.
Goes back to her childhood. She got a nickname. It's not the skipping rope itself as such, but she got a nickname because she was skipping. Or a song. It's either a nickname or a song that's associated with her memory in some way. But if it's a song, it's a skipping song, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know the sort of nursery rhymes that children sing, when they're playing.
Yeah, the hopscotch, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like a nursery rhyme that was sung by her. That's been the memory has been associated of her singing this song. It's almost as though she's kept on singing it through adulthood, or she's been teaching children to sing it. And it's definitely a memory that was passed down at least one or two generations. Is your mother still alive?
Yes.
Ask her.
I will.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's her mother or her grandmother, but she is aware of it.
Okay.
Or she knew of it when she might have to think about it to remember it, but she was certainly aware of it from childhood, in childhood.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and give the reading, or do you want me to pull back? I mean the message, sorry.
It's just I have no idea who this is, so I don't know. It's disjointed. It's a generation that obviously was separated from me by my parents or grandparents for some reason. So, we could go on forever, and I probably still wouldn't figure it out.
Okay, I'll see what she'll give me with the message then.
Okay, thank you.
Can you understand some issue with your right hand? This is not physical, so this is not a diagnosis. But can you understand something with your right hand? Now, are you right-handed?
Yes.
I think I'm being drawn to the right hand because it's something you would write or something that you would sign. Now, in this day and age, we mostly type. So it's very specific. Can you understand something that you're either writing or signing just now? Or about to do or have just done very recently?
Not 100%. I write a lot of things.
So when you say you write, do you mean you physically write with a pen or pencil, or do you type?
I journal a lot, and I do write a lot in my
Right.
note.
Okay. So just to confirm that you're not like it's. I have got it right. It is something that you're writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Do you? I'm being shown when you said journal. I was shown what I would describe as some kind of black notebook, either black leather or black. I was going to say I know plastic and leather are huge apart, but can you understand a dark blue or black notebook?
Right now at this moment, I don't have one like that.
Have you had one?
Dark blue or black cover. I have, but no writing in it.
Right. Okay. Is it one that you're planning on using in the future, or is it one that you've forgotten about?
One that I'm planning on using.
Right. Okay. So this is something to do with what you're going to be writing in the future then. Do you do, I know that we talked about your notebooks, about your journals, but do you have a plan to publish your journals?
Not exactly.
That's not a no.
Yeah, it's not a no.
So in some way, have you been considering publishing or putting online or putting into a book, or does any of this make sense?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I do have a black notebook.
Okay.
Black binder that I put things in.
Right. Okay. So we're getting sidetracked.
Sorry.
That's okay. So think about that notebook, well, that binder. Is there anything that you can understand in that binder that you've written recently?
It's been a while. No, nothing recent.
But you have got, and going back to the publishing, is what's in that binder, would that form part of what was going to be published?
Okay.
In whatever format we're talking about.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. There's something in the notebook, something that you've journalized or written, which stands out from everything else. So go through it very, very carefully and look for it.
Okay.
And it's don't allow that to sit in the back. You know, like, let's just talk theoretically about a book. I mean, I don't know what format we're talking about, but I'm just going to talk about a book for simplicity.
Okay.
So whatever it is that you've handwritten in this dark notebook, it's about 2 pages long, and it stands out like it's an attention grabber. So don't let it sit at the back. You know, don't let it sit in the middle of whatever it is you're going to publish. Bring that to the front. Use that as your introduction, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Even if it's just the example of what you're publishing.
Okay.
Can I leave that with you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your time. And for
Thank
being
you.
first.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me just get a couple of seconds. Devi, who am I going to next? You're on mute, Devi. You're still on mute, Devi.
I am sorry. You're going to Chantel next, but I have to say one thing. You know, the long gardening implement with the blade on the end? That's called a scythe.
Oh, and we were actually looking at scythes.
At scythes, yes.
Okay. Right. I had no idea what that was called.
Yep.
Okay, so Chantel, if you want to switch yourself on. Bye-bye, Devi.
Bye.
There you go. Hey.
Hello, Chantel.
Hello.
Just as before, just very quickly, want to introduce yourself and give me a couple of seconds just to tune in and get the card chosen.
I'm from Baltimore City. So I deal with a lot of spiritual stuff too. I have cards and stuff that I deal with, but I'm not really advanced with it. I do a lot of meditation and stuff too. So I'm in the spiritual, like doing the spiritual stuff too as well, yoga. So
Okay.
basically, so I love it. Crystals, I
Right.
collect crystals and stuff as well.
Okay. Well, while you were talking, I drew another card, and surprise, surprise, it's the Ten of Scythes. So let me just bring my database back, which has disappeared. Bear with me for 1 second. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just put it in. Give it a second to think.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from episode 22 of season 5. Ten of Scythes featured the climatic and emotionally charged moment from Buffy the Vampire Slayer called The Gift. In this episode, Buffy sacrifices her life by leaping into a dimensional portal opened with her sister Dawn's blood and saving the world. Well, I'm not going to do anything that dramatic, I promise.
Fine.
Although sometimes Debbie wishes I would. Okay, so everybody can see the card. Let's see. Okay, so it's clearly a man. So I've got a man in spirit. He looks a lot older than this, though. Now, I'm not good with ages, but I would say mid-70s, late 60s to mid-70s is how he looks. Now, he's not black, he's white.
Mm.
His hair's quite dark. No, I mean, it is greying, but it's not mega grey. I look at my hands. For some reason, I'm clasping my hands like this. Either he used to sit with his hands like this, or he was religious. I'm seeing him, you see down here on the card, you see how here we've got all the scythes? I'm seeing him in a bed, a sort of metallic, like, the old-fashioned metallic beds with the headrest and the bit at the bottom of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
He's passed in a bed like that, or he's slept in a bed like that.
Mm.
Now, I'm not good with names, but he's putting the letter R into my head. So that could be a name, or it could be something associated with him to do with the letter R.
Mm.
And he's also drawing attention to his left hand for some reason. I know it's the right hand in the card, but it's the left hand that I'm feeling very... I don't know how to describe how I'm feeling. I want to stretch it. I want to go like this.
Mm.
So he did something with his hand, something physical. Any of this making any sense to you?
Mm-mm. I wouldn't know no white person. Maybe probably be because I do have mixed people in my family, but probably a great grandfather or something. Yeah, I don't know nobody like that.
Right. Okay. Well, go to the white side of your mixed family background.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the first man to sort of join the family, if that makes sense? The first white man to join the family.
I'm not sure.
He's saying that have you lost track of that branch of the family history?
Yeah, I don't really know my family history like that. I can't even tell you nothing about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's drawing attention to something, have you always wondered about your family? Like,
Just say
do you want to know your family history?
yes,
Is that a yes?
yes, yes.
Right. Okay. He says that's why he's coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it very difficult to give you evidence of who he is. Do you have what? It's like an ornament or a vase. Ornament that looks like a vase that's been handed down to you from generations past. It's maybe not a vase,
Not
but
that well.
it's like whatever it is. It's some kind of. It's like a pottery, dark color. Or is there somebody close to you? Like do you have a sister? An older sister?
Yeah, I have a sister.
An older?
No, I do have an older sister, but we don't. She wasn't in the family. Like her and my father, and they never got a.
You've
Like,
gone
close.
silent.
So she never
You've gone
was in the
silent
family
there.
like that.
You've gone silent there.
Huh?
Sorry, I didn't hear what
Can
you
you
said.
hear me? No, I was saying I do have a sister, but she's not connected to the family. She don't conversate with the family. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's who this relation is drawing the attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Contact her because she's got the vase or the pottery, and that's been handed down from this man through your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only evidence he's giving to connect to him. There's a marking on it somewhere that's got his initials on it. Or no, it doesn't have his initials on it. Remember, I don't know what it is, but there's something on the vase that's going to clearly identify who he is. A name or an initial.
Mm-hmm. Can
I leave you to contact your sister to get confirmation of who he is?
Yes. But like I said, I don't talk to her like she's not nobody that I grew up with. So I don't know.
Is there a man in your family that would be able to contact her on your behalf?
But that's what I'm saying, like what side? It's just in a family period. I'm not sure. Like no man.
No, but the sister has the pottery. She's got the item that's going to identify who he is.
Mm.
Contact her, ask her about the dark vase or I don't know if it's a vase. I'm saying vase. I don't think it is a vase, but it's some kind of pottery. It's some kind of ceramics, but it's shaped like a pot or a jar. She's got to get that, and there's something about it. Either she knows who it came from, or there's something in it that you're going to be able to identify who he is, through her. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, he wants to talk about have you got a metallic dustbin?
What's that? I'm sorry.
I'm going to bring Devi in to translate.
Yeah, because
A dustbin is a garbage can.
Do you have a garbage
can or a wastebasket?
Do I have one?
Metallic.
No, I don't think.
Is there a metallic one outside your house or your apartment?
Only one I have is like a trash bin. Yeah, garbage trash. Like you put the trash in. Yeah, I got one of them. It's green.
No, I don't mean the modern green ones.
Okay. Oh no, it ain't no other one.
I mean a really old-fashioned one, metallic. With the lid. You'd lift the lid off.
Nope, I don't have that.
Right, it must be symbolic then. Where you work?
Right now I'm not working right at this time. I'm right this time.
It's not a workplace then, but it looks like an office.
Okay.
Do you go somewhere on a voluntary basis, like a charity that you help out in, that has an office that you work in, or you volunteer? Work's the wrong word, I know. That you do some voluntary work in?
Yes, I do volunteer work. Mm-hmm.
And do you
Definitely
work in do you do the voluntary work in the office?
Not at this time. Mm-mm.
Have you done it recently?
No.
How long ago has it been since you did it?
I did volunteer. Only volunteer work that I did was like giving out food. It was never in the office. I just started that not too long ago. Just giving back to the people.
Okay, but did they have an office?
Yes, they have an office there. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Go and contact them and see if you can help out in the office.
Okay.
That's where the rubbish bin is.
Okay.
Because what I saw you doing was taking files, ripping them up, and putting them in the metallic bucket, and then setting fire to them to destroy them. So it's confidential paperwork.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but for some reason, you can. I know this is going to sound crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but there's something about the paperwork that's going to be destroyed that you're going to know something about. You've got some sort of expertise in, and you're going to know the bits to be destroyed and the bits not to be destroyed.
Okay.
It's like they need to clear the shelves, and they don't. Like, and if they're left to it themselves, they're just going to get everything gone. But there's stuff there that they need to keep. Do you have some sort of legal expertise?
Like stuff that's going on, legal stuff.
I don't. Maybe legal's the wrong word, but do you have some sort of level of expertise with paperwork or what this charity was doing? Do you have some sort of expertise that they could use apart from just handing out sandwiches?
I was supposed to talk to this guy. He said he was going to train me to do like the administration work. He was going to get me to train to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There you are. So go back, speak to him. The first job they're going to do is get you to go through the paperwork, to sort it out and throw stuff out that you're the one, for some reason, you're going to know what to keep.
Okay.
Okay? But
Mm-hmm.
go back and if you don't go back and speak to them, you're going to miss the opportunity.
Okay. So I definitely will send him an email today. Like
do more than send them an email.
Okay.
Tomorrow, get off your rear end. Excuse my sarcasm. I'm very sarcastic Scottish.
No,
waddle on down to the location, knock on the door, speak to the guy face to face, and don't tell him the medium told you to do it, but go and do the voluntary work, because there's an opportunity behind here that's going to lead to employment.
Okay.
But you're going to miss it if you're not doing the paperwork.
Okay.
Can I leave you with that?
Nope. Can't argue with it. I definitely will contact him.
Right. You see how it makes sense if we keep digging?
Mm-hmm. And it's the crazy thing about it. I supposed to go Tuesday to volunteer what I was saying at the same place I was telling you about. So I definitely will contact him.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye-bye, Chantel.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, Devi, who am I going to next?
Well, question. It's already been a half hour. How long do you want to keep going?
As long as need be.
Okay. Well, then let's do Chrisana next.
Chrisana. Okay.
How are you?
Hello, Chrisana. So while I'm getting the card, I shall leave you to very quickly introduce yourself.
Hi, Chrisana. I'm from Miami, Florida. Saying hello while the weather's still holding up. But happy to be here. Thank you guys for doing this for us. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Wait, so we've actually got one that isn't a scythe. Moved on to the...
Oh.
So let me just bring my database up.
Why don't you say goodbye to me too?
Oh, go away, Daddy. Right, so let me just put my mouse in the right place. Right, so the character of Oz, the moon card in Buffy the Vampire Slayer deals with Oz, the calm, introspective guitarist of the band Dingoes Ate My Baby. Portrayed by Seth Green, Oz is a beloved member of the Scooby Gang and is best known for his understated wisdom, dry wit, and most notably being a werewolf. Which actually is quite funny because, Susanna, can you understand a dog in spirit?
Sure.
Can you understand multiple dogs in spirit?
Yeah.
3?
I would say more like 2.
But is there a third dog? Maybe not your dog, but I've got 3 dogs.
Okay. Maybe not both in, not all 3 in spirit, but.
Okay, right. So there's a third dog alive.
Correct.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Because yeah. Okay, I can take that.
Say hi to Gatsby.
Okay. So, 2 dogs in spirit. One looks very much like the dog you just showed, and the other one is radically different. That makes sense?
Not really, but
Personality-wise?
yeah.
I can't see them physically, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
But I just get the feeling that one is very much like your current dog and one is radically different.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. And I'm going to go for size, but this is not physical size, this is personality.
Okay.
One is very small in terms of will run a mile if a cat purrs at him, and the other one will charge right into a pack of dogs and take them all on.
1000%. Yeah.
Right. This is where it gets in. So you're happy with you're happy with the spirits.
Yes.
Right. Now, trying to get a reading from animals is ballistically impossible, but let's see what we've got. They want to talk about your current dog.
Okay.
Has your dog been behaving not unusually, but more enthusiastically? Can you understand him doing? Is it a he or a she? It's a he, isn't it?
Correct.
Right. Can you understand him doing something that he normally does, but for some reason he's been more intense about it, like staring at something or getting more emotional over something?
A little bit. Yeah, I can say that.
So you can understand that.
Sure.
Has this been happening in a corner in your home? Like one, I'm saying a corner, but one defined area?
Not really. No, it's kind of just a personality thing lately that's been a little magnified.
I don't know why, but my attention is being drawn to a corner of one of your rooms.
Okay.
Can you understand a room that's got 2 sofas in it?
Not in this house, no.
When you say not in this house, is there another house that the dog has either been in or you take the dog to that's got 2 sofas in it, in the same room?
We had a really large sectional at the last condo that we had.
Right. How long has it been since you moved?
About 5 years.
Right, so we're not talking yesterday then.
No.
Okay. So what is it about those 2 sofas? Was your current dog living in that condo?
Correct.
Yeah. Right. What was it about the room with the sofas that the dog liked?
I mean, it was just a very, we put a lot of construction into that place. It was a kind of like top floor corner unit. And it was just a really large open air space. And it was also across the country. So
open air, open plan?
Yeah, very much so.
Is there anywhere in your current, is it a condo you live in just now?
I'm in a house.
Right. So is there anywhere in the house that would match that description?
No. My house it's very compartmentalized, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. There's something that you can identify about that room with the 2, either the open air or the sofas. that matches up to somewhere in your current house in some way.
Sure.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Right. So think about the area in your current house that matches the two sofa area.
Okay.
Give me some feedback. What is it that matches up?
Well, so basically, where he spends a lot of his time is kind of like a den that is here, and it's the same color couch that was in Hartford, Connecticut. Also, I have probably about 30 framed antique like travel posters, vintage, and they're all kind of around the place. And they were behind that sofa in Hartford, and now they're behind this one here in the den.
So there's a familiarity to the dog then.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can see
Right.
that.
Okay. Go and take the cushions off the sofa.
Right now?
Not right now, but later.
Okay.
Go and take the cushions off the sofa. I don't know what you're going to find, and I don't know what it is, but this has got something to do with the way your dog's been behaving.
Okay.
I don't know if it's positive. I don't know if it's curiosity. I don't know if he's lost something. I don't know if it's a smell, but remove the cushions and it's going to make sense the way he's been behaving.
Okay.
Can I leave that with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Okay, Devi, who are we going
And
to?
we're back. I think if Megan is still there, she would be next.
Okay. Hello, Megan.
Hello.
Okay, so while I get rid of it. Do you have two devices now?
That
Do you have two devices now? Because I'm getting feedback from my voice.
I only have the one operating on my phone.
Okay. Are you watching on your...
Nope, I'm just watching on my phone.
Okay. We'll keep going. So if you just click follow cards. So can you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm working on a tarot reading business myself. I'm a budding medium myself, trying to work on that. I'm heavily in the spiritual world. I left the workforce a few years ago to pursue my dreams of leading a spirit-led business. So, yeah.
Okay. So it's the 9. The Skype keep coming up. Let me just do that. Not with solid. Just type the wrong screen. There we go. Okay, so this is season 6, episode 3, Afterlife. It's a moment of solitude after being resurrected by Willow and the Scooby Gang in season 6. In this episode, Buffy wanders the streets of Sunnydale at night, disconnected and emotionally distant from the world she's been pulled into. So it's all about emotional aftermath. Okay? Right, so looking at the card, my attention is being drawn to the 3 circles on the left-hand side. I'm getting a woman. Not that old. Can you understand a woman maximum the early 30s? She looks younger.
I am not sure.
And this is something I'm guessing, but she looks dressed in the 1930s, 1940s style of clothing.
Okay, that would be before my time, so I'm not sure.
Are we talking parents?
Possibly, but I don't know when my great grandmother passed away, so I don't know her age.
Right. Can you take the name Betty or Beatrice?
Betty is my grandmother.
Right. So it's so you're saying you don't know how she passed?
I do know how my grandmother passed. She raised me until I was 11, and but she was in her maybe early 70s, late 60s when she passed.
Right. They don't always for some reason. I'm going to assume that you don't have any memories of your grandmother when she was in her 30s.
Not of that, no.
Can you your great grandmother, did she have
no.
Was there anybody else at your great grandmother's level that had the same name?
No, not that I know of.
How old was your grandmother passed?
How old was I when my grandmother passed?
How old was your grandmother Betty when your great grandmother passed?
I do not know that. I do know that my great grandmother must have been alive when I was born, because I have a memory of being put in her arms, and then my memories of her end. So maybe during my early infancy, perhaps.
How old was your mother? Sorry, your grandmother.
At that time, I'm not sure. Maybe her 40s.
Would she look as a... Remember, I'm just...
I suppose she could have.
Okay. I think we've got your great-grandmother, and I think your grandmother is being shown at the age that she passed, because that's the only memory you've got of her, if that makes sense. You happy with it?
Yeah.
Right. Let's see what she wants. Can you understand? Has there been leaking water in your household recently? A pipe leaking?
Yes, my main kitchen sink won't stop leaking. It's been a while now.
Are you in some way using a plastic pail to collect the water? A bucket, a plastic bucket, a pail.
No, I used a red bowl once.
Do you have a bucket?
I have a purple plastic bucket.
Right. Is it stored near the leaking?
I don't think so, no.
Move it to the pipe.
Can you repeat that?
Move the bucket to the pipe.
Okay.
I think warning is going to get a lot worse. So you're going to have something a bit bigger than your bowl to collect the water.
Okay.
Have you called a plumber in yet?
No, we haven't called a plumber yet.
Rhetorical. Just to get you thinking. When you do call a plumber in, go for somebody local. Do you know a plumber?
No, we don't know one yet. That's one of the reasons we haven't called anyone, is just finding someone with good rates.
Can you understand a neighbor, a couple, that's an elderly couple, man and woman?
Nope.
Or
Oh,
do you-
well, yes, yes. On one side, yes, actually. I don't know them, but yes.
Okay. Go and knock on the door and speak to them. They know a local plumber that's quite reasonable.
Okay.
I actually think you might be able to solve the problem, but don't go and ask him to do it. Just go and ask him if they know a plumber. But I think he will then be over with a wrench before you can blink. I may be wrong about that, but if he is, let him in and let him help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Do you
Do I do what?
baking?
Somewhat. I kind of stopped recently, but a little bit, yeah.
Do it again. Get back into it. Don't know why, but that's just the last thing they gave me. Get back into your baking.
Okay, I can understand that.
Can I leave that with you?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, David.
Maybe she should start baking again so that she can bring her neighbors some baked goods and then ask them if they know a plumber.
Well, actually, it's going to be in payment for what the man does, but I was trying not to be that detailed.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Right. Who's next?
Theo has been waiting long, so.
Okay. Hello, Theo.
Hey.
Right, so I shall let you introduce yourself while I draw a card for you.
All right. Hi, my name is Theo, and I am from Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm pretty familiar with multiple forms of divination, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know why. You see me cutting the cards multiple times. The scythes just keep coming back. This time it's the 3 of scythes with a nice big heart. So let's see what comes up at this. So, a pivotal scene from season 3 in which Faith Leanne, the second active Slayer, accidentally kills Deputy Mayor Alan Finch. During a high-stakes pursuit of vampires, Faith throws her knife at a shadowy figure, believing him to be a threat, only to discover it was human. So a dramatic turning point for Faith's character. Unlike Buffy, who is horrified and desperate to report the incident, Faith responds with denial and deflection. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Okay, let me just get rid of that. And while I try and get my mouse to come across to the right screen, there we go. Right, so fairly obviously it's the heart, but I'm being drawn more to the colour red actually. Can you understand somebody in spirit with the name Red, or who was associated with the colour red?
Yes. Associated with the color red.
Right. A man?
A masculine archetype for sure.
Okay, so you can take masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Not somebody that old. You know, we're not talking somebody in their 70s or 80s. They're older than you. I'm not good with ages, so I'm looking at them. Can you understand somebody late 30s, early 40s? Can you understand them to be that age?
It would not be in my awareness, no.
Does that mean he wasn't that age or you don't know?
I do not know anybody of that age.
So we're talking, it's not the person that we think we've got, it's he wasn't that age, or she wasn't that age.
Likely no.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely the same person. It's not somebody else. So if it's not an age, it's a number. Can you understand, like the same way that I got the color red?
Yes.
Can you understand 40 or 40s associated with this person?
Yes.
Okay. So apologies for my misinterpreting what I was getting.
You're okay.
So are you happy with who we've got?
I can't personally identify it, but there's a bit resonance.
So you don't have a specific person that you can understand. Right, okay, let's keep going then.
It just makes me think of entity. I do walk with a lot of spirits.
Oh, right, okay. So
Mhm.
we're not talking about a spirit we're not talking about the spirit of someone that's passed. We're talking potentially about a guardian spirit. Does that make sense?
Of course, yes, yes.
Right, okay. So that does actually make a lot of sense with the card. Because the card is a turning point, and when you meet a guardian angel, that is a turning point. Right, let's see what else I can get. Can you understand the spirit being a monk when they were alive? I mean, I know you would never know them, but can you understand them making you aware that this person is a monk?
Yes.
And going way, way back, like we're not talking 10 or 50 years, we're talking 6th or 7th century.
Yeah, ancient. Mm-hmm.
You know, very early days Christianity. Enough when there were churches established, enough when there were monasteries. And French? Can you understand them being French?
That would be really hilarious if that is the case.
But does that make sense? The way you're laughing, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So are you happy with the spirit I've got then?
Yes, yes.
Right, okay. Let's see what he wants to talk about. Has somebody very, very recently, now we're not talking physically hitting you, but can you understand somebody emotionally hurting you, severely hurting you?
Yes.
I mean, I feel as though it was like a punch in the face without the fist.
Yes, sir.
Right. And have you, for some reason, not ignored it, but you haven't responded?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you has the reason for that lack of response been because you can understand why the person did what they did?
Yes.
As though, I'm not saying it wasn't in their control, but they themselves were suffering some sort of emotional grieving.
Yes, sir.
Like they lost somebody themselves and they reacted against you. Like it's almost as though you've gone to be sympathetic towards them, and without even realizing what they were doing, they just turned and, like I say, reacted. But they way overreacted. Can you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And instead of wanting to go back and react against them, you're feeling sympathy. You want somehow to help or support them get through the grieving that they're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
But there's something holding you back. There's a reason that you haven't done this already. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
almost as though you're scared that they're going to not hurt you, because you can take that, but you're going to drive them away and you don't want to drive them away. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay. Maybe I'm misreading that, but you can understand the direction I'm going in.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes, this is what the guide is saying, sometimes you have to slap somebody across the face to get through to them. Can you understand that?
Yes, I can.
And although they might react badly to what you've got to do, in the medium to longer term, they're going to thank you. Is this person in danger of self-harm?
Yes.
Severe self-harm?
Yes.
And we're not talking over smoking or over drinking. I mean, that might be part of it, but
yeah,
we're talking something way, way beyond that.
Mm.
You're going to laugh at this, but I see you on your way to sainthood whilst carrying a big pair of boxing gloves. And you're going to have to do what you have to do to get this person to pull themselves together.
Okay.
Can I leave you with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, you can.
Okay. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, Devi.
Wow. Well, that's my list. Although somebody popped in late, I don't know if they're still there.
Is there anybody? Put your hand up if you haven't had a reading. Okay, so I'm going to assume that everybody has had a reading.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you everybody for coming. Don't leave. We'll have a quick chat with you after we stop going live. And everybody else out there in the big bad world, watch out for the next session. You do have to register to come to these. And let me find the right bit. So we will be saying bye-bye.
Bye for now.